Playtime is over, motherfuckers.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Kirk Valentino.
That's a fact. My name's Durable Honey.
I'm Porshia Diaz.
Porshia Diaz with Porshia Collections is in the building.
Let's get it.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Appreciate
Oh
you
my
coming.
God, thank you for being here. I know
You're
you
welcome.
are super booked and busy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was on your page and I'm like, yo, this girl is booked out that. Oh, I can't say that. We got kids in the building. But y'all know the rest. But I'm mad that the mics wasn't on because I wanted them to hear you say the Lord told you to come.
Yes.
Oh, I love
Yes.
that.
I get invited to a lot of podcasts and like different things. And because I'm like shy introvert, I'm like, no, I don't want to go. But this time I was like, you know what? The Lord is telling me just get dressed and go.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what you did.
So-
And I looked at your work and I was like, okay, he's dope. He looks like he's in good spirits. I'ma just go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for
Energy
coming.
is everything, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me and Derb have some questions for you today.
Okay.
I asked you earlier if anything was off limits. You said no.
So she
Nothing is
said.
off limits.
So she said.
Okay.
We're going to find out.
So,
Okay.
where you from?
Playtime is
Right.
over. Let's
Playtime
get it.
is over. Hello.
Playtime.
It's
is
over.
over.
Rochester, New York.
Rochester, New York. So is that like upstate?
It's upstate.
Okay.
It's about 6 hours away.
You're from New
where you
York.
from.
Why you acting like you don't know? We're
I don't know where. I don't know. I don't be paying attention to
Cause
upstate.
y'all don't like when we say we from New York. You want us to say
It's because you know
they get
it's a
upset
difference.
about that.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a difference between New York State and New York being in New York City.
Yeah.
okay.
there's
Like
a
so
big
the city
difference.
growing up in the city is like different than like upstate. So it's like if someone from upstate claims that they're from the city, it's just like, well,
Is that like Staten Island kind of thing?
sees that no. Oh my
Staten
God,
Island's a borough, huh?
no, it's a borough, but it's like we don't really count it. It's fucked up. Just,
So it's like Rochester, the same thing, kind of like.
no, because Staten Island is a part of the boroughs,
Okay.
but Rochester is like more upstate. It's weird.
It's like
Yeah,
6 hours.
I'm
away.
confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then,
But no, I'm glad
what's
you,
your experience?
I'm glad you're asking this because some people really don't know. They're not from New York, so they
Yeah.
don't get it. But it's like it's a whole difference. But we don't like when people that are not from the city claim that they're from.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I
It's just
respect
weird.
that.
It's just
It's
like
like,
stay
you're
where
not
you're
from
from.
New York.
Yeah.
Like we here in Atlanta, and people that
Rochester,
is
New York.
not from Atlanta and how they push it, and it's okay. Like
If you from
you
the
repping
outskirts,
the capital,
it's
But
okay.
yeah,
Right,
exactly. I see what you're
right.
saying. That's
So-
probably true in a lot of states too. You feel me? Yeah.
So you came here. I was on your page, and you had this story about you coming here with $900. Can we
Yes.
can we talk about that? Because you are wait. Actually, before we get into that, can we list off your like accomplishments before they click off the video? Can we just go down the list a bit because you got a bunch of things going on?
So I did New York Fashion Week. I was on the cover of a magazine. I did over 70 different fashion shows.
Can we get an air horn for that?
A bunch of people interviewed me. My story is pretty much all over. If you Google it, you'll see it. Because now, like, I'm not afraid to tell people my story, to share it, because I was embarrassed for a while. So, but now I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be embarrassed because I'm gonna tell y'all my flaws.
You came to Atlanta with $900.
Okay, so long story short, I was sitting in my office, and it was actually almost 3 years ago. I still had another job. So I wasn't sewing full time.
What was the other job?
I was working at a group home.
Okay.
Alright.
So
Helping the people, man.
I remember they sent me to a different house, and I had to wipe somebody's butt.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I was sitting there, and I was literally
a
crying.
grown person or like a kid?
Yeah, so I worked in a group
home,
home with
yeah.
people with disabilities.
Oh wow.
So the house I worked at, everybody was capable of doing their own thing. So they sent me to a different house, and this was a wheelchair house. So I'm sitting there wiping this person's butt, and I'm like, I don't know how to do that. And she's like, well, I'm going to teach you this time, and then next time you got to do it on your own. So I did it, and then I was praying. I'm like, Lord, please get me out of this.
Did you wear gloves?
I did.
Okay.
I was like, if you get me out of this, I promise I'm going to help people, and I'm going to just get me out of this.
I just don't want to help them this way.
Right. I mean, I did it, and I was getting paid $400 a week.
But okay.
A week plus trying to sew and like make money from there. So I wasn't really making a lot. I mean, I was making enough to pay my bills, but I was still struggling. So fast forward, I was sitting in my office. I was like, you know what? I want to move. So I was like, it's either Atlanta or Charlotte. So I prayed about
Why
it.
Charlotte?
Charlotte's popping.
Charlotte's
man.
popping.
It was one or the
It's
other.
like baby Atlanta right
For
now.
real?
Yeah,
Let
you
me
gotta keep
find
it low.
out.
Keep it low. No, see, that's
Let
what
me
happened in
find out I
Atlanta.
need to
That's
moderate
what happened in
over there.
Atlanta.
Hello.
My
Yep.
bad, but yeah, Charlotte is that.
So I prayed about it and I was like, okay, I think it's going to be in Atlanta. So I didn't even know where I was going to stay. I didn't know any of that. I was like, okay, I'm going to go there and get a job. And then I'm going to just stay. I was going to like book one of those rooms where you can like rent a room.
What year was this?
This was 2.5 years ago.
So this was in 2022.
It was like around COVID,
like right after COVID.
during
Fresh
COVID.
During COVID.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
all COVID.
So I went to my cousin's house and she was like, you can stay at the house or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll stay at the house. And she was like, I'm not going to charge you anything for the first couple of months. So I was like, okay, cool.
And this is your cousin that lives out here.
She doesn't live here, but she had a house that she wasn't using.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So she let me stay there for a couple months. And then I came with $900. That's all I had. So I had $900 and I had my car. I had this 2012 Hyundai. And so I packed up everything and I just came there. And so I went on interviews and they were like, oh, we'll pay you $875. So I was going on different interviews and I'm sitting there literally crying like, there's no way I can work for that.
Yeah, because we coming from up north and they
Yeah.
pay way more. And you know, down in the
Yes.
South, they think it's still slavery. They trying to slave
I said,
you.
no. So my mom was like, why you ain't just take it? I said, Mom, I can't.
$8?
I can't take that.
We can hustle and figure that out. You feel me?
So I started TikTok and I just worked my butt off. Every day I came up with new designs. Every single day.
Damn.
So I went viral on Facebook, viral on TikTok, and I woke up to 400 orders. My phone was going
Oh my
off.
God.
My phone was going
What was in
crazy.
that? What was in that particular TikTok?
I was doing the face mask with the headbands. And so I sold them on Etsy. It was Etsy, Facebook, and TikTok. And I went viral everywhere.
Sheesh.
So my phone just kept going off. So I had to get help. I had made
Material? You got to get all of that.
I had to get all of that. So
You didn't accept the $8.
no. So I made over, I don't want to say the amount, but it was a good amount. And then I took that and I invested into my business and I've been
And you've been popping ever since.
ever
lit.
since.
Wow, can we get an air horn for that?
Yep.
That's tough.
And I've been consistent every single day.
Okay,
Ever
so
since.
I'm gonna let Derb ask some questions because I'm not gonna take over. Go ahead, Derb.
No, you good.
Okay.
Tied to that, was it specifically TikTok? Oh, let's say what took you there. Were you
TikTok?
doing different kind of promotions where it wasn't working? What made you just go
So
social media heavy?
I wasn't full time with this because I had another job. So I
Gotcha.
didn't really take it serious. Like I believed in myself. I knew I was, talented, but I didn't like go hard.
Gotcha.
So once I moved, I was like, it ain't no backup. So I went crazy everywhere. And I just stayed consistent and I post and I got stylish with it. I was doing my hair, makeup. I was basically selling a look.
Marketing.
Yeah.
That's
I tell
hard.
people it's
That's
not what
hard.
you sell, it's how you sell it.
Self promotion is the best
Being
promotion.
persistent.
Yeah.
Man, that's big.
And so I would get dressed, I would show the process, and then people just were buying, they were sharing it. My family was sharing it.
That's tough,
and
man.
it went crazy.
Yeah. When it happened, so those 400 orders, right? Overnight?
It was like within 2 or 3 days.
Okay. Who was the first person you talked to or called internally?
I
Like
told
family
my,
or friends,
I
like,
told
look,
my family, and that was a big mistake.
Ooh,
let's go there.
let's
Can
talk
I
about
hold
it.
something? Can I have? It's like, oh,
Immediately?
man.
Like, damn, I just got my foot in the door. Like, really?
Yeah.
Nasty word.
Okay, so because I'm a designer as well.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, but I don't know how to actually make it. Like, I could give you an idea of this is what I want, and then
Yeah.
someone else will do it.
Yeah.
But you're actually like by hand. Where did you learn the skill from?
So I started sewing when I was in my early teens. And I just bought my first sewing machine. I saved my first paycheck and I bought my first sewing machine. So I literally sat on the floor and I was like, I'm going to put this sewing machine together. I'm going to make this dress. And then when I go to school tomorrow, I'm going to be the baddest one in there. That didn't work out. So I took a class and I learned how to do, to use the sewing machine. So first you got to learn how to use it. So I learned how to use it and then I started making clothes. And then I was making clothes just for myself. I didn't want to make clothes for nobody else. because I just didn't want to do it. And then a lot of people kept asking me, can you make this for me? Can you make this for me? And I was just like, no.
You stepped out there.
So then I started making clothes for people. And then once I saw I was making them feel beautiful, that's when I knew, okay, this is a gift.
Yes. So I want to talk about that because I think a lot of people don't think that fashion is important. And as a designer, you look and you realize it's a psychological thing. When you look good, you feel good. And when you can create something to make somebody feel better about themselves and feel more confident about themselves, you've done a job.
Right.
You've done them a service.
Exactly.
So I love that you said that.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't feel that passionate about it.
Some people don't think that it's like let's say in comparison to being a doctor or a lawyer or
I see what you're saying.
doing a service like that, like
the
you know,
arts.
it's
I
more
got you.
on the creative
Okay.
side, so they might not think it's that serious or it's that important. But when you have something, when you put on a good piece, you feel like better. You feel like
it's
a
real.
different
It's
person.
real.
Yeah.
It's like music and it's all art.
It does something to you
It's the soundtrack
psychologically.
of your life, day to day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sewing was my therapy, so it took me away from reality because all the stuff that sorry, I think I need some water. All the stuff that I was going through in my childhood, so sewing was like my escape. So that's why I never wanted to look at it as a job. So, yeah.
Okay, so boom, you're sewing with that mesh. That looks like that's not regular sewing because it's more delicate.
You talking about the skin tone mesh?
Yes.
Yes, that's my favorite.
So that's like is that more of a tedious process because it's not
it's just thin.
So it doesn't mean more work or you got to be more delicate? Okay. So you have a specific look. If y'all go on her page, it's Porshia Collections, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Porshia Collections. There's something specific, like a particular like niche that you have. It's like I love that mesh.
Oh,
like
me
that
too.
mesh.
The skin tone.
Oh my God.
Because you can't even tell.
You can't see
Yeah.
that it's real mesh. It looks like they're naked, but
it melts in their skin.
yeah. So it's that with like the glitter and the feather. So what made you say this is my look or this is?
So I get inspiration from like just like looking around, and then I'll say, how can I make this different?
Keep talking.
And
Let me get you some water.
Thank you. And like how basically I design like however I'm feeling.
Okay.
I'll just make a piece like based on like how I'm feeling today, and I want to look sexy, classy, and luxury. So that's what I create. Clothes to make people feel beautiful. Like, how is this customer going to feel when they're wearing this piece?
That makes it more sentimental and real too.
Yeah.
And I checked your page, and I mean, you're talking over 100 products, right?
I don't do it alone no more.
Of course. Well, of course not.
Yeah.
Your whole mission. Thank you.
Thank you.
With that being said, I did, for the fellas, right? Naturally, right? Which clearly, like you said, your niche, your lane, whether it's the gowns or the dresses, I checked it out as well, and it's working. Have you ever dabbled or thought about doing anything for the guys?
I did. I make my brother clothes.
So that's the beginning part.
Yeah, I make
So we
his
go-
I make his bomber jackets.
See,
and
that's
I've
what I'm
made a
talking about.
like a blazer, not like a blazer. It was like a what you call those, like the zip up jackets. It was just a regular zip up jacket with the collar around it for someone. So I made him that. And then I make my brother bomber jackets. I make puffer coats as well.
Yes, I be seeing you do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
how the hell did she make that?
So these solely custom pieces. I wouldn't be able to
Yes.
find. Okay,
So
gotcha.
but my stuff is affordable too. So it's not like overly priced, but it's not like cheap.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Because it's luxury.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
glad you
luxury.
said that.
Yep.
So, okay. I'm looking at like, are they calling you and saying, this is what I want? Or are you saying, this is what I have? And
So I don't really do custom anymore because that's like where they give me somebody else's design and they want me to make it. I will do it sometimes, but it's not like something I always do. So what I do now is I create collections. And the dresses that I make, I name them all, and they're like my signature pieces.
oh.
Yeah, so I sell them all on my website.
Yes, I saw your website and you have like they're named after.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay. So you're not doing custom orders anymore.
I sometimes.
Okay, if
Yeah.
they put in
Drop the bag.
they drop the bag.
Drop
you'll
the
do a
bag.
Okay,
It
ladies and gentlemen.
depends.
So if you drop in a bag, she's definitely gonna do a custom order. If you're
makes
not willing to
sense.
drop the bag, you just gonna have to just take what
Yep.
she's putting out there, and it's still fire. It's still good, and I love
And
that.
I'll just make it look different. That way it's not the same.
So you'll just add a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's dope. And then, so we have on the show with the entrepreneurs, we have entrepreneur tip of the week. What advice would you give to any entrepreneur out there that it doesn't have to be fashion, it could be anything, but what advice would you give to any entrepreneur out there in the world just starting out? And they got $900 and they not wiping asses and they not taking $8. What advice would you give to them?
I would say don't try to chase money and then be authentic and just keep going. Like, come up with a strategy, a plan, and stick to it. And don't compare yourself to other people.
Have you ever got caught in that, like comparing yourself to other designers and
So
stuff?
what I would do is I'm like, okay, they're making something so simple, or why am I not, getting big, and why am I not growing?
Yeah.
And so they have a lane. They created their audience. I didn't have an audience.
Yeah.
So that's something that I had to think about too. And it took me over like 6-7 years to get steady clients because I wasn't giving it my all.
It's that trial period, man.
This is very inspirational to me as well. Like, as a designer, it's like you got bills, you got things you got to take care of. So you don't want to quit the job, but ultimately you belong somewhere else doing what you love. So just hearing that is just like, okay. And I love how you market, you dress up in your own designs and you put on a beat face and you get in front of the camera. I be seeing what you be doing.
Oh, thank you. Listen, I make it happen. I be looking crazy throughout the week. But I'm like, you know what?
You would never know.
Honey.
You would never.
I got the Meek Mills under here. I was like, let me get together.
Working woman, getting it in.
Okay, so what's the entrepreneur con that you have for the entrepreneurs out there that, everything that glitters ain't gold? Like, what would you say is the part that is your least favorite?
I would say I don't like doing paperwork. I don't like doing paperwork,
As
like bookkeeping.
Sheesh.
My bookkeeper yelled at me, and
Why?
because I spent a lot of money on unnecessary stuff.
Oh, like fabric and stuff?
No, just like living above my means.
Oh, okay.
And as an entrepreneur, you have to be ready for anything for 6 months. If something happens or business is slow, you have to make sure you have a backup plan. Like, what are you gonna do?
That's a jewel right there, man.
Yeah.
You said 6 months.
6 months.
6 months.
Yep.
You need to be able to keep yourself afloat regardless.
That's what I do. I like to
heavy.
pay my bills up to 6 months. That way, because I've been in a situation where, y'all know, you talked about it earlier about the car.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Yes, so investing into fabric.
Wait, before you say that, I want them to know. Do you want to talk about it?
I will. I don't mind.
Okay, so she did express that there was a time where she did get her car repossessed, and that was a hard time for you. Obviously, you're way past that now.
Yeah.
But that was an experience where you went through that, obviously, because you weren't prepared for.
Yeah.
So I got picked to do New York's Fashion Week. And when they called me, it was kind of like last minute, like a month. So I had to make 14 garments. And I knew my car payment was already late. And I was like, I'll pay it whenever. I mean, I had the money, but I didn't have the money.
Yeah.
So I wanted to use it for my business. And so I was a month behind. I was like, okay, I'll pay it another day. And so I put them on the block list. And
They kept calling.
and so they was calling. I was like, no, I don't got time today. Y'all get it whenever I give it.
Catch me.
And so I wasn't. So my car, like it was registered to my mom's address. So I don't even know how they found me when
They be
did.
putting trackers on the cars now.
They found it.
Definitely.
I should have known because one day I was sitting in my car and I heard the door kind of unlock, and I'm like, what is that? So now
You heard your car door unlocked?
They hit it with the other. They got the other one.
and I was sitting in the car one day. I should have known
Confirmed.
then.
Ooh, they was gonna try to take it while you was in the car?
I guess.
Oh my God.
So I did New York Fashion Week, and I had to create 14 different looks.
That's
And
money.
so,
That's
yep.
money. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll just pay it after. So I had a check coming for $1,500. I used to do like promo marketing and all this other stuff, like side hustles. And so I was like, okay, when I get that check, I'm going to pay it. And so they came and got the car right after New York Fashion Week.
Damn.
I went outside and my car was gone.
God.
Outside from your house.
Outside from my house.
Damn.
And I said, I don't know how they found my house because it wasn't even on it.
They be putting
They
it
came
in.
and got it. Yep. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, Mom, please don't tell nobody. I'm so embarrassed. I was like, I don't know where my car is. She was like, what happened? I said, I put them on the block list.
Yeah.
She said, why didn't you tell them you'll pay it on this? I'm like,
Thought you had more time.
yep.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't feel like explaining why I don't have it. When
Yeah.
when
You
I
got
give it to you is when, but they don't care. They like we want to know.
Right.
You know.
I don't like negotiating. I don't. So
Yeah.
I'll pay it when I get it. I don't want to tell you.
That's a vulnerable state, though.
It is.
Like, you coming
Yep.
out and your
And they
car
asking
gone,
you why.
your car's gone, like, you weren't even ready. That's
And
I
I
don't
was
like
down
that
to
feeling.
my last,
losing
like,
control and like.
right.
So okay, that happened.
Yeah.
How did you recover from that? Like, how were you? Because you need your car. Was this in Atlanta or this was?
this was
this-
in New York
Oh, okay.
around the time I was
Oh.
working at that job.
Oh, this is way before you even came down here. Oh,
Yep.
okay. Oh, so you had. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep. So I just took that money and went and got a new car.
Got a new car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
And you said that you didn't graduate high school.
No.
So, like, you have all of these things, and you still eating the girls up. Like, it's just
When I said like sewing took me away from reality,
yeah.
I never wanted to face reality. Still kind of don't. I'm still delusional a
You
little
still
bit.
in La La Land.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Sometimes-
Sometimes,
yeah,
sometimes
it
it's
works.
okay.
It works.
Okay,
Right.
so what grade? Like, why didn't you finish? Like, what? Was
So I had issues going on where some personal things going on with me, and I just didn't want to live anymore. And so I became depressed. I suffered from depression for over 10 years.
Oh wow.
For a long time. And that's why the sewing took me away, and it kind of like made me
escape.
feel beautiful. I never felt like I was beautiful. I didn't feel like I was worthy, loved. I had an incredible mom. She was amazing.
Shout out to
But
Ma
she-
Dukes.
Yeah, she was amazing, but she worked a lot. My father, he was in prison, and then when he got out, he just was wilding out. And so I
A
was
lot of alone time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I witnessed all of that, and I saw it, and then it kind of like it beat me up. I didn't want to go to school anymore.
Are you an only child?
No.
Okay.
I have a brother and a
yeah,
sister.
You did say you had a brother. Okay. Are you middle
Yeah,
child?
middle child.
Okay.
Yep. And so what was we talking about?
Why
you didn't
the song was your escape?
Why you didn't graduate?
Yeah, so I had stopped going to school. I told my mom I just don't want to go anymore, and she was like, "Are you sure?" And she let me drop out. So I dropped out. I got a tutor, and I got my GED. Then I went to college for business.
Love
Yep.
that.
Yep. So I went to college for business, and then a year later I got my office, and I was still working another job, and then moved to Atlanta.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Your I like
for
your
sure.
story. It's just a good story because
Thank
it's like
you.
it's not all perfect. It's not all like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people. I think they glorify just coming to Atlanta. They making it sound like I just came to Atlanta and started. And it's like obviously there was a backstory to drive you to say, you know what, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
It's time for a
It
new
can't
start.
compare to those stories of just coming to Atlanta. She was already,
Yeah.
it was a plan. This is a part of your business plan. I'm furthering my plan. That's why I'm moving to Atlanta, not to find it, to
Yeah.
succeed in it. You know what I
Even
mean?
like last year, I wanted to give up because so many stores and designers and people were copying my stuff.
Oh my
They were even using my pictures. Like if you go on Pinterest now, you'll see all my designs
That's a whole hustle.
and my
man.
customers.
What the fuck?
So I was like, I don't want to do this no more. So I went like 2 or 3 months without sewing. And I was like, I don't want to do this no more. But then I was like, you know what? Just keep going. I was like, God, if this is meant for me, give me a sign. He gave me a sign, and I found a manufacturer to help me. So they help me now.
Nice.
So they're your okay, so when you say a manufacturer, they're the ones that's doing the sewing?
So they help me with the sewing. So they'll make like the base of my dresses.
Oh, and it'll be quicker and you
Yeah.
can get it out
Yeah.
faster.
Yep, they just make stuff
Ooh, I
easier.
love that.
Production.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I found out how to work smarter because I was just sitting at the sewing machine for hours. And I'm like, this ain't going to cut it. I need to mass produce some of this stuff.
Yeah, because the orders is coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also
you
to
gotta
be
keep up.
creative.
Yep.
You need that space to be mentally creative. So what's next? You feel
Yeah.
me? That's dope.
Yeah, instead of it draining you to just get through one dress, it's just like, dang, I'm still, because that's a lot of detail.
It is.
The embroidery and it's just a lot.
But I know I can do it pretty quick.
You give me, you could do it quick, because I'm watching you on the thing and you're like, and it's so the pieces are so small.
But a lot of them are like the base, and you just hand sew them on, and then you just put the stuff on the bottom, and the base of the dress is done.
Oh, the base is already done.
And and you just put the stuff on there, and
okay.
And that ties to your classes. Like, what made you decide to start the actual
you're doing
classes?
classes.
Yeah.
sometimes I do classes.
Oh.
Not a lot because
You heard that. Sometimes.
because I don't really like to deal with people one-on-one like that. That's why everything is like online.
Okay.
And so I'm a like very introvert, so I come out and then I go back in.
Understood.
But when somebody want to do a class, I'll charge them, and it'll be around like $800 or $1,000. It has to be worth my time.
So, and that's for one person, or is that
one person? So I taught a girl how to make a whole prom dress.
Mm.
And she knows how to make an entire dress, and so she can take that knowledge and go and make more money. So
Gotcha.
Hello.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not. Who is that? Oh, hey boo. I'm like, I was about to start going, who the hell is that? Okay, so boom. So you said that one of my questions was going to be, did you regret dropping out? But no, you still ended up going to get your.
I do.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
do.
you
It's just more of the
I do because this is why I know I'm an entrepreneur. I love it. I do, but it is tough, and I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's tough because my dating life was affected, like major.
Right.
So a lot of men that I meet, like they see me being busy and they like, oh, so you're not gonna have time for me, or they'll try to relax. They'll try to tell me you need to relax, and I'm like, I gotta make this $1,600 dress because I gotta pay my rent.
Hello.
Like, you gonna pay my rent?
Do you have time for them?
I do. I make time because I have a schedule now.
Now, so you didn't before.
I mean, not really, I guess.
So they were right. She did not have time for you before.
I did make time though. I wasn't always available.
Understood.
But I say people with a 9-to-5, like if you have a good one,
Yeah.
like keep your job. If you got benefits, 401k,
For sure.
you
Yeah.
know,
tenure, all those things. Yeah.
right. Don't feel like you need to get in the entrepreneur world because people make it look easy. Oh, I'm making
You make it look easy.
$100K. It's
When I
not.
go on your
How
page,
was you working, man?
you make it look easy. Like I'm
Yeah.
looking at you
Hours.
like you are doing your thing, and all of the struggle and the story and all that you just told us, it doesn't come like unless you're saying it, but client after client after client. What like I'm just like wow.
Yeah, people order every day or almost every day.
Love
so I
that.
am blessed.
Yeah.
But, you know,
And you're
it's
getting
tough.
the fabric. Where are you getting the fabric from? Out here?
So I get some out here and I get some online.
Okay, because I was
Yeah.
gonna say the fabric stores out here are horrible.
I got vendors too where I
Oh.
get my pieces, appliques.
Okay, what's the applique?
Appliques that
The
big
mesh?
piece.
Oh.
No, it's like the silver sparkly thing that you see.
Mm-hmm.
So those pieces I found a vendor because in the store they like $300.
Oh wow.
So I got a vendor.
Okay, and they're like out of like the country or something. Okay, and you just order them.
Yep.
Okay, so it's like you have like a what is it called? Like a not a foundation, but like a structured like
Yeah, whole machine, man.
yeah,
for sure.
like a program. Like you got this, you got the manufacturer, you have the vendor, you have your fabric stores that you go to. Like just as a designer, I'm just looking at how you're operating
Yeah.
and just like I'm taking notes.
Yeah,
It's
all
the
of
demand,
us,
man.
all of
Demand and
us.
supply. You know.
Yep, all of us. We do things different. So every designer is different. I just do what works for me. You know, I don't look at what this other person is doing because I gotta stay focused.
Stay focused,
Yeah.
man. Well, thank you for joining us.
This is awesome.
Aw.
man.
You are.
Insightful.
It's over already.
I know. At some point, once we grow our audience, we'll be able to do 1 hour episodes. But
Yeah.
right now, we got to keep it short. But thank
is
you for
awesome, man.
joining us.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
are light,
Thank you.
and you are doing.
I'll be looking for the
thing.
men's clothes.
Oh,
Okay.
Want me
Tell
a
them-
suit, little
tell them.
2-piece. You feel me?
I got you. I'll make you a puffer coat. I love making puffer
That was
coats.
hard.
You do? I'm like, how did she
Puffer
make
coats.
that?
Listen, I just sat. I was like, okay. So when I think about how I'm gonna make something, I just look at how it's made, and I just try to do it.
It looks like it's really like if I saw you, I wouldn't be like she made that herself.
People
Like,
never do. They like, let me see the inside. So I'm like, here's the stitching.
And
They
that's
don't
some,
believe
that's
me.
some real New York. You feel me? I need that.
They don't believe
Yeah.
me, and I'm like, you can come to my house and watch me make it.
Hello. Okay, so tell them where they can find you.
Porshia Collection everywhere, and Facebook Porshia Diaz.
Are you Hispanic?
My dad is Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's where the last name comes from.
Diaz.
For sure.
Okay. Well.
So Porshia Collection without the S.
Portia Collection.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kept saying Portia Collections. You know, black people add an S on stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes I do it too. It's okay.
Derb, let them know where they can find you.
What's up, man? Derb100, DERB_100 on IG. And listen, man, welcome. We appreciate you. We popping out. Talk some
Hello.
Kirk.
Y'all can
Thank you
follow
for
me.
having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, KIRQUEVALENTINO. I usually say it a different way, but we got kids in the room, so I'm not going to say it that way. But that's all. Playtime is over.
Playtime.